Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today, or I guess I should say in this video, I am going to be doing a closet declutter or a closet clean out or whatever you want to call it. I say this video and not today because it's 1:30 already and the sun is about to set in like 2 hours because it's the middle of winter in Sweden and we get no daylight. I can of course also film this while it's dark outside. I won't really have an option in that, I will have to do that, but I wanted to get started because I've been procrastinating this video for days, if not weeks, and also for hours today. So it's time I just bite the bullet and get started. So first off, I have this clothing rack which goes from white to purple. This has a lot of clothes that I wear in the summer season just because of the color scheme. I for some reason have a pretty divided color scheme between my spring summer stuff and my fall winter stuff. It's not on purpose, it's just how it's turned out to be. I also have this clothing rack which goes from blue to black and has more of my winter pieces. And in this dresser we have 4 drawers that we're going to be looking in today. One that holds t-shirts and tank tops, one that holds bottoms, as in trousers and shorts, my skirts are all hanging, and then one for cardigans and knit vests, and one for sweaters. So I've been trying to figure out how to do this in the easiest way possible, and I don't know what that would be. I still haven't figured that out, but I'm thinking I'm gonna start with removing the things from the racks and from the drawers that I know are staying, like favorite pieces, best pieces, can do no wrong kinds of pieces, because they are definite yeses. And I'm hoping, a bit like the Marie Kondo version, I'm hoping that holding those and having those and knowing, reminding myself what those pieces are, I'm hoping that I will come into that feeling of this is how I want everything to be. Ideally, I want to love every single piece in my wardrobe. That is not true at the moment, and I'm hoping that this process will get me closer to that. However, there are also pieces that are like, it's good enough. Like, I'd like for it to be better in whatever way, but it's good enough for now, and I'm not looking to replace it in this moment because it still works, it still serves me, it's still good enough, you know? But I'll start with removing the pieces that are absolute yeses and put them on the bed, which is halfway behind you. It currently has a cat in it, but hopefully he will not partake in the pile and we'll just take it from there. And just quickly before I start pulling things here, the 2 pieces I'm wearing are both staying. This cardigan is new to me. I got it in November and I've worn it a lot recently. And then this dress I mended back in a video in 2022. I put these little popper buttons on it, and then it had to be set aside to be mended more because the fabric holding a button in place ripped, and my husband recently mended that for me, and now it has ripped again. It has ripped around one of those popper buttons. Let's see which one it is. This one right here. The fabric has ripped right here. So it needs to be mended again, if possible, because this fabric is very thin. It's an old dress. I think it's from the, 90s maybe. I've had it for a while. I got it secondhand. The fabric is very thin. I don't know how much more wear it will be able to go through, but I love this dress so much. I'm so happy to have it back in my rotation, in my wardrobe, but it needs some mending and hopefully it can be mended. So these 2 pieces staying good, love them. Let's carry on. I'm going to start with this rack just because this is where I'm at and just pull some pieces that are absolute yeses. Starting with this skirt, which is one of my favorite thrift finds of the year, 2024. It is so good, it can do no wrong. I have moved the button a little bit at the top there for just placement reasons. Best skirt, love the skirt, staying. Okay, this is a really awkward position to be filming this in, but I just wanted to give a little bit of a pile update, although you can't see it super well. But here I've piled the things that are definitely staying, and then I have some things over here and some things hiding over behind this pile as well. And my husband won't be able to go to bed tonight because this is his side of the bed, so I think I need to do more, get further, do better at this if he is to sleep tonight. The cat's in my side of the bed, so I'm not piling clothes there, so I can still go to sleep, which is great. But I just instinctively pulled my absolute yeses out of the drawers and the racks and stuff. And it's quite a lot that remains, and I'm not surprised, but like these were my yes, absolutely yes items. And I have some remaining that I like and that are going to be transferred onto this, but these were like my immediate yeses. So how do I do this? I think that what remains hanging could actually all be combined on one rack. So I have a yes rack and a maybe / mending / no rack, although there are some things in here that are to be mended. I just grabbed them as immediate yeses, so maybe the mending will be a second part to this. I, again, am low on space in the bed because there's a cat there. But even so, I'm going to transfer all of my hanging things that are still hanging to one side. And then maybe reorganize the drawers so I have 1 or 2 that are all of my not yet picked pieces, and then some of these folded ones I can put back into another one. And this little switcheroo also means that for the next couple days, however long it takes me to film this, I can still wear these clothes because these are my yeses and they are definitely staying. And then I can keep not wearing my no's or my maybes until I've gone through them and figured that whole thing out. So I think it's a good idea. I have no one here to ask, you're just watching this. So I'm just going to do that and then show you where I'm at then. Okay, I took a break because in this household we practice taking care of ourselves and taking breaks when we need them. But I have now divided up the clothes on the 2 racks and in the dresser. So on this side we now have all of my guaranteed keeps, and then on the other rack we have my no's and my maybes. I haven't yet picked out any no's, but I know a couple of pieces that are going to be no. But hopefully most of that will be yes, and then we'll also be going through and figure out what needs mending and the like. And then I have a drawer down on that side now, which is where my bottoms were, where I've put all the folded things that I am keeping. And then the bottoms that were in there and haven't been picked yet have moved over to the sweaters. You don't have to care about that, but I do. But I do want to just step out of frame and just show you this rack, which is the rack of keeps, where I feel like we have a lot of things that make sense for what I believe my style is. We have a lot of my favorite pieces. We have a lot of white button downs. We have this skirt that can do no wrong. We have quite a few midi-length things. We have a fair bit of floral, and we don't have a whole lot of dark colors, which is something that I have thought more and more about. Over time, I have been more and more drawn to colors, and I suppose light colors, more so than black, although I would still say that I prefer black over beige, but I think that might be changing. I don't know. And then I want to flip the camera around. Let's look at this. This is my not yet picked pieces. On the first rack, white and light colors were very close to the camera, and on this side we have a lot of dark colors and black close to the camera, so that might be skewing things a little bit. I still have some white pieces over in the corner and some sort of gradient in between, but I don't know, I just feel like this sparks less joy just looking at this to me. I have some colorful pieces in here, like this is very bright colored and this skirt is quite bright, you know, but I look at this and I'm not as excited. And so I think maybe I've done a good divide between my yes and my so far not picked clothes. And I don't think it's the same thing with the dresser, but I'm gonna move the camera and show you. Here's a drawer that holds my so far yeses, and there's a bit of a mix of lighter and darker colors, but like this is so much joy just looking at this. I'm like, yes, I love this piece, and 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 this is so good, and this is so good. And it just makes me really happy to look at because I know these are pieces that I really love and really like and really want. But if we look at this drawer, which I hope you get a decent shot of, yes you do, this is things I have not yet said yes to, but this also contains a lot of color and some pattern and stuff. I do think most of these will be staying, but they were not the things I immediately grabbed in that first go through. And then I have a drawer over on that side, which has the pants and shorts that have not yet been picked, mixed in with the sweaters that were in there from the start and haven't yet been picked. And then I have the drawer of tank tops and t-shirts. And that is where I'm going to leave it for this first part of the video and for today. I am happy with my progress, even though nothing has actually been set aside to be gotten rid of. But like I said, I do know a few pieces that are not going to stay. And again, my point is not to get rid of the most stuff or get rid of half my closet. That's not the point. But I also, in doing this, realized that the way I feel, you can't see them anymore, but the way I feel about my yes pieces that are hanging over there, as well as in this drawer behind me, the way I feel about those is the way I want to feel about my entire wardrobe. And I don't think that means that I should get rid of this half of clothes, because I do think there are pieces in there I still like, but it was interesting to look at it this way and like pull my absolute yeses first, so I think that was smart. And I don't know, I just want all of my pieces to be love. You know, pieces I absolutely love, like I do those ones. And I think this might have also like reactivated my wardrobe in a way, because I'm used to everything hanging in the same place. I have my color gradient, which I'm very happy with. And then I have things in the drawers, but same thing there. I know what order they're in, I know where they're at in a way, but at the same time I keep forgetting I have things in the drawers. And now that it's cold and winter and I need, you know, cardigans and sweaters and stuff, I keep forgetting that these exist. I keep forgetting about them because I can't see them. And I don't want my knitwear to be hanging because that's not good for it. So I need to figure out a way to remember that I have the folded pieces as well. All right, it is much, much, much later, as in we're in a new month and a new year, and I haven't tackled this since I last talked to you. But today, I'm going to make another dent in it. So I want to do this somewhat slowly. I want to be very clear and not be uncertain about pieces that I get rid of. I'd rather be uncertain about something that I keep than something I get rid of, and I don't want to regret anything I've gotten rid of. But today I figured I'll start with my pieces that I know are absolute no's. I picked out my absolute yeses last time in the previous clip. They're over there and in a drawer in this dresser. But my absolute no's feel like the next step to take, because they should be easy for me to pick out. And then we'll see what remains and what I decide to do with those pieces. But I do know of some absolute no's, so let's just jump into those. Okay, I've popped my microphone in the chest pocket of my overalls. Hopefully you can still hear me fine, and I now have free motion, free movement of both of my arms. So, first no I'm gonna pick is this denim skirt. I've talked about this before. I styled it late last year and wanted to see if I could make it work one last time, and I certainly cannot. It is too short, it's too small, it rides up, it is barely a skirt, it's more a belt at this point. So this I will not be keeping. I am also saying no to this brown blazer. It's a gorgeous piece. I really love the brown of it, but it's very much not me. It feels too oversized. I never feel comfortable, confident in it. It's just not me. I think it's just too big, and yeah, it's just not me. It doesn't look as bad on camera as I feel like it does in real life, but it's just not me, although I do like it in the mirror, honestly. But I don't wear it, I don't reach for it, I don't use it. We also have this faux leather skirt that I also styled late last year. It is tight, but the biggest problem with it is the leg slit, which is just much bigger than it's supposed to be, because my thighs are very mighty and it doesn't fit me the way it should and the way I want it to, so it is leaving. We also have this black button down with thin white stripes on it. I got this a couple years ago and I had in mind to have it as like a big overshirt, big oversized, a lot oversized, and just that kind of vibe to it, but it's just something wrong with it. It's too big, it's too oversized. I don't feel comfortable in it. I feel like it just swallows me up, and it doesn't look as cool and effortless and whatever that I'd like for it to. It just looks big and not in a good way, not in a way that I like it to look. Next we have this dress, which I've had for many years now, and it's just getting too short. It's really cute. It can sit a little off the shoulder. It's very nice in summer. I've styled it both for summer and winter season. For winter with tights and a sweater, and in the summer sort of just like this, but it is too short. so I will not be keeping it. And here we have a dress that you might think is the opposite. It's too long. No, it's a good length, but this just does not fit me. It doesn't close properly in the front, despite not actually being too small in the circumference. There's just something with the buttons that makes it gape and not close. And I always wear this with a vest over it, so I've only ever worn this one way, and I just don't feel good in it. I don't know what it is. I love the length. I don't mind the pattern, but just something about the fit of it is not doing it for me. Next we have this dress, which has little bells on it, so I'll try to not shake it too much. I got this from a kilo sale place, and it has a lot of things I like. It has the pink, it's a midi length, it's really cute, it has some florals on it, and I got it very cheap and I figured I'd get it and see how I got on with it. But I just don't like it. I feel like it doesn't look good on me. It is strangely tight in the chest / armpit area. It just doesn't sit right when I wear it, and it will hopefully make someone else very happy. Next up is this piece, which I'm very sad to see go, but I cannot make it work for myself and be comfortable in it. It's this gorgeous long floral dress, but it's a wrap style, and when I sit down, it's just wide open. It does not stay closed from like the groin down, basically, which is a place I'd like it to stay closed in. But it's gorgeous, and I really hope someone else will be very, very happy in this. I have in the past layered this over my white and orange checkered skirt because there's a little hint of orange in this, and then that meant that the skirt was visible below and it was very pretty. But this on its own doesn't work, and it makes me so sad because it's so pretty, it's so long, it's so gorgeous. I like the floral print. I think it has a lot going for it, but it's not for me because it does not stay closed. And there's nothing I can do with like pinning and stuff. Plus, it stays closed very well in the chest until I sit down, and then that also starts gaping. So this is very much a stand still and not move in dress, which I don't really have space for that in my wardrobe. I want functional clothes at work for what I need them to do in my daily life. So sadly, not for me anymore. Next up, I'm gonna get rid of this little crop top with a little tie front. This is really pretty. It's a like lighter brown than the blazer, but a brown with white polka dots on it, and you button it down the front. It has a little collar, and then you can tie it at the waist. However, I have only ever worn this one way, and that is with a skirt that I'm no longer keeping. It's a skirt that I have already set aside prior to filming this months ago, and I'm trying to sell. It's the only way I've worn it. I don't love cropped things. I do wear a lot of high-waisted bottoms, so for that it can maybe work, but I don't think this has a place in my wardrobe anymore. Plus, the last time I wore it, it was too tight in the chest department, and I'm not shrinking myself. I'm not gonna get smaller, so no. Next up we have this dress, which just fell off the hanger. I got this a couple summers ago, and my intention was to wear it in the summer, and it will be nice and breezy and good, but it's a little bit short with the slits on the side. I don't feel super comfortable with that. They hit much higher on the thigh than I like for them to. And the color scheme doesn't really scream summer. It's also very thin, which is a plus, but thin to the point of being sheer or slightly see-through. Like I can see the camera well and clearly through this dress. And I've styled this different ways. I've tucked it into pants. That didn't work either. I don't love it. I don't want to keep it. So sadly, I'm passing it on. Now, when I posted my styling unworn pieces video late in December, or late in the year, I think I filmed it late in November, so it went up in December, a lot of you actually liked this split side vest top type thing that I can't really show off, but it's like split side from the waist pretty much, and then a front panel and a back panel. A lot of you quite liked it. I was actually surprised by how well I liked it too, but I don't see myself wearing this. I wore it for that video, I liked that outfit, but I don't think it's a very me piece. I don't know how I want to style it. I don't feel inspired looking at it. I don't love it on. I liked it for that, but it was like with the belt and with the fuzzing with it, and like really fuzzing with it, really, and no, it's not me, sadly. You guys really like this. I'm happy for you, but it's not for me anymore. Now this might shock you. I am going to be parting with one of my white button-downs, which is A damn shame. I love my white button downs, but I do have others that I love much, much more. This I've had for a couple of years. It is a thick, like sturdy kind of cotton, and then it has this lace detail in the back, which is really, really pretty. But the problem is that there is a little bit of mesh in this shirt, and so that against my skin, and also like these really thick seams as well in this back panel, that against my skin is just really uncomfortable on my back. And it's even worse if I'm trying to layer something on top of this, a sweater, a vest, a blazer, whatever. It's just really, really uncomfortable. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a very summery top, but it's not for me. And that makes me sad. But I have other shirts that I like a lot more, and this will make someone else happier than it makes me. Someone who's not as sensitive to that sensory thing on the back. We then have this grey cardigan. I've had this for many years. It has served a really good purpose in my wardrobe, and I think this is one of the last neutral colored cardigans that I have. I have a white one now, but one of the last like neutral colored ones I have, which is not something I'm saying I don't need, but this in particular is too small. It's uncomfortably tight in the sleeves. I don't like the way it feels. It almost attacked me, or the hanger did, and it's just not for me anymore, so I'm going to pass it on to someone else who will hopefully enjoy it and have a use for it. And here we have another oversized shirt that I had high hopes for, and it's just not doing what I wanted to do. It's this lovely, I can never tell if it's grey and white or like a navy and white. It's very hard to tell because when I held it up against grey, it looks navy. When I hold it up against navy, it looks grey. So I can't tell. But it's an oversized, or I mean, it's just a larger shirt, to be fair, on me, oversized, button down, short sleeved with these stripes, and then it has a little nautical theme on the front. It has one of these little beach huts, and this is a little like parasol and stuff, and these little anchors and stuff. It's really cute. Has a little bit of shoulder padding in it as well, such as the one I'm wearing, but that's not the point. And it's just not doing the right thing. And if I instead go over here to my yes rack and I get this one, this is also an oversized short sleeved button down. They are quite similar in size. This one's even longer. This does what I wanted to do. It's a smoother fabric, or like a more motion in the fabric, I guess. It's a pattern that much more speaks to me. It's a color scheme that much more speaks to me. And comparing the two is like night and day, and I would pick this 1,000 times out of 1,000 over this one. I am not done with the hanging clothes over there, but I wanted to get into this drawer for a moment because I have some definite no's in this drawer as well, and I wanted to switch it up a bit. So ignore the chaos of this drawer because I moved my yeses from this drawer over to another one and my not yet decided over into this one. So it's pretty stuffed, it's not organized, it's a mess. Ignore that, just listen to what I say. So sadly, my first no from this drawer, you will have seen if you saw my tier ranking video from last year, where I tier ranked my secondhand finds of the year. This is a pair of Lucy and Yak pants. These are really cool, but they don't fit me. They are these very bold, colorful, not checkered, not plaid, but like squares. There's squares on these pants, and I like the idea of them, but they don't fit me. And I said in that video, I think, that I was going to try to pass them on to my husband. However, they are too high-waisted for him. He really doesn't like that feeling. So I will be trying to sell these. I bought these quite expensive last year. I'd like to get some of that money back, so I'm going to try selling them. And I do actually have a pair of Lucy and Yak dungarees in the mail on the way to me as we speak right now. I got them off of Vinted, just like I did these. They are in a size that really should fit me, let's hope. Plus with dungarees, they are adjustable strap wise, so if they are too low in the crotch, which is one of the problems I have with these, I can hike them up with the straps. Hopefully they will fit a lot better. They are a completely different pattern to these ones. They are very, very different, and I hope they will serve me well. And if they don't, I'm giving up on Lucy and Yak forever. But I have high hopes for those, and I do quite like the dungaree silhouette as I am wearing currently with these run and fly ones. So these are passing on to someone else. I hope that person will be very happy with them because I have just been sad with these almost since I got them. Next up from this drawer, we have a red sweater, a red jumper that I have. Nothing fancy, it's a knit jumper, has a little bit of texture to it, and it is too small. I have squeezed myself into this many a year, and I mean, it's stretchy because it's a knit jumper, but it is too small. The sleeves are just too tight. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it anymore. and I liked it when it fit me. It doesn't fit me anymore, but it is a good sweater. There's nothing wrong with it apart from the size for me personally. And the same is sadly true with this jumper as well. This I got more recently than the red one. It's also a knit jumper with some texture to it, but a different texture, a different color, a different type of jumper. But this also is too small. It was almost too small when I got it, and it's not getting any bigger, and I'm not getting any smaller, and someone else should be very happy with this. It's a gorgeous green color. I really, really like the color of it. I have some other pieces in this color, but it's not for me anymore. Also in the back here, I have stuffed the Christmas dress, which if you saw that styling unworn pieces video from December, you know how I feel about this. You know how much I hate this. It's synthetic, it is so staticky, it is so uncomfortable, it's so short, it rides up. I'm really not selling this very well to you guys, but you don't have to buy it. I just want to get rid of it. In here we also have a pair of shorts that I'm going to pass with. They are really, really cute. I will give them that. They look like this, almost like a skirt, but they are in fact shorts. I don't know if you can tell that. Where's the crotch part? Ah, right here. Here's the crotch. They are shorts. They are adorable, but they are too short. They fit, like they're not like booty short when I put them on, but they just, I don't feel comfortable in them. I wish I did. They are adorable. The print is really, really, really pretty, but it's not for me. I'm gonna pass them on to someone else. It's really a mix of like Christmas dress, thick knit jumpers, summer shorts, which are like, they're so thin. So I'm really clearing out my whole like every season type wardrobe. Next in this drawer I have several sweaters that I think I'm gonna stay for now. They are not necessarily favorites, but they are good enough. I can keep them for now. I can pass them on with time if I don't want them or like them or fit into them comfortably anymore. But we have 1, 2, 3 pairs of jeans. I'm pretty sure none of these still fit me, and I'm okay with that. I'm trying to move away from jeans. I don't love jeans, but I'm gonna have to try these on. And then in here, I also have this pair of culottes, which if you were here when I did my capsule wardrobes a few years ago, these were heavily featured during those. I love these. They are so cute. They're very creased right now, but they're checkered in black and white in the front, and then some brown comes through here, and then the butt of them are mainly brown and white, or brown and beige. And I think they're really cute, but looking at these, I do not think that these are gonna fit me anymore, although that is more stretch than I was gonna give them credit for. So these will be tried on, and we will see what we do with them down the line. But like I said, then I have some sweaters in here that are not necessarily favorites, but they will do. They will stay. They will be okay. Please ignore the mess behind me. We're not talking about that right now. I'm just changing up the angles a little bit to get some interest in this video, I suppose. But I want to touch on two things actually. One, I find myself being a little bit inconsistent because I just looked at those sweaters and I was like, they're good enough. I'll keep them. They're fine. Because I also don't want to get rid of something prematurely and then regret it, which I think is important to mention. However, I now have a drawer open up here, a little small drawer, which holds t-shirts and tank tops that I haven't automatically put over in the yes drawer for now. And I look at this and I'm like, okay, they're fine, but I don't love them. And my goal, like I mentioned previously, is that I would like to love everything in my wardrobe. However, if that were true, over here is the rack of my no things at the moment, or my rack of undecided things, I should say. And if I had to love everything in my wardrobe, hardly any of that would be staying. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like that's getting rid of a little bit too many things in one go. It feels a little bit irresponsible. It feels a little bit sudden, and I feel a little bit guilty if I were to do that, because I mean, this is already a lot of things I'm getting rid of, first of all, but just like I don't know, it just doesn't feel great to be doing that. However, I do want to love everything in my wardrobe, but this does lead me on to my second part of this little two-parter thing I wanted to mention here, which is that on this side where I have my yes pieces and in the drawer down here, I have exclusively been wearing those things for the last-ish month since I started filming this, and I have enjoyed it, because like looking at these pieces, I really like them. Wearing the pieces I've been wearing, I really like them. There are a couple things I've put on here, for example this skirt, which I love, but it doesn't fit me at the moment, and I love it enough to keep it for right now, but I'll try to figure out what to do fit-wise and all of that, if I can have it taken out or something, I don't know. And if I can't, it can't stay, because I'm not going to make myself fit my clothes. I want it to be the other way around, that they should fit me. But it's been nice to wear these things because I like them and they're pretty and all of that. But I have felt like something is missing, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the overhanging, I have yet to decide about these things, and so I feel bad that they're hanging there and I feel guilty that I have them but aren't using them. Or if it's because the majority of my yeses are very clearly summer pieces. Like some of them, sure, I could probably layer in winter and have successfully done so. But then we just have a lot of like this. This is a gorgeous, very nice, soft summer dress that I will not layer in winter because it doesn't have winter feeling to it at all. And a part of this, I think, is because I have unplannedly, with no reason behind it, I do have very different color palettes between my summer stuff and my winter stuff. A lot of my winter stuff has ended up on the not yet decided rack, which is not great because I do need winter stuff. We're in January, I still need winter stuff. And even if we weren't in January, I still need it for the cold months. And I don't know why I have that color palette separation. I mean, some things carry over. White shirts I wear year round. But then I have some, like, for example, the dress I just showed you, very, very clearly summer piece. Don't see how I would wear that in winter. But then also, for example, we have this skirt, which is a wool skirt that I'm not going to wear in summer. But wool skirts in winter, heck yes, I'm here for it. And so I need clothes for all seasons, but I'm fine with not all of my clothes working year round. I don't need to be able to wear this exact piece 365 days a year, layered, unlayered, you know. I don't need that. I can have pieces that are good for one or more seasons. That's fine. But again, I don't know what it is. And so many of my yeses are what I would say are summer colors based on the divide that tends to be in my wardrobe. And I think I want to relearn that a little bit. Like I can wear, this is January, I can wear this in January. I have them cuffed right now, but I can take them down. You know, that works. It doesn't have to be the darker, duller, more muted tones in this season. But I have them, and should I not wear them? But I don't want to wear things I don't like. But I'm struggling, and I don't know what's going on. And I mean, I have wool skirts on both sides, you know? I have white button downs on both sides. I have dresses on both sides. I have vests on both sides. You know, I have the same kind of items I really like exist on both sides right now. And again, I'm pointing to maybes. I'm not pointing to no's. My no's are here, although there's a white button down there too, you know? I just don't know what it is. I don't know. And looking at that, I don't know. I think I feel a little bit guilty, but I also want to have clothes that I like and feel good in and fit me and so on. And I did just say I have a skirt over here that doesn't fit me. I have at least 2 skirts over here that don't fit me, and I'm hoping to have that fixed. And if not, sorry, they're gonna be no's. But looking at this, I do not have enough winter pieces. I don't have enough pieces to get me through winter without being cold. And that is a problem. And I don't want to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe, but I want to wear pieces I like. And looking at my maybes and my no's, something did draw me towards them to begin with. There was something I liked. Is it just a matter of my style having changed? Is it that I thought they were going to work differently than they did? Is it me being tired of what I have and wanting new? I don't know. I don't feel good about getting rid of a lot of things. At the same time as, could things I have that are, they're fine, be passed on to someone else who would enjoy them more? Would they make it to someone who wants them more? Or would they end up burned, landfill, all those lovely things? I don't know. And that's why I'm going to try to sell the most of it. Like, I'm going to try to sell what I can, because then I know that it goes directly into the hands of someone else. But the things I can't get sold, I am going to pass on to a secondhand store. And I know that those things are in good condition, and hopefully we'll find someone there. But it's a lot to think about, and I don't feel amazing right now. But again, we're in this drawer of tops, t-shirts, tops, and everything, I'm going to show you actually, everything in here is pretty bland and boring. And it looks like this. There we go. The camera work's going to be a bit wonky because I'm having the tripod like under my arm. But this is all very bland. We have a dark or a dusty pink top, and then we have this, which is floral, and that's it. Everything else in here is beige and black and white and boring, and that's not what I want to wear. You know, I want to wear, I'm going to pan you up, I want to wear this, but also appropriate weather-wise, like fabric-wise. I want to wear this. I like that. And then we look in that drawer, which is, like I said, the maybe, or yeah, I haven't decided yet. And then this is a yes drawer. And yes, there are some dark things in here. A pair of navy pants right there, for example. But this is happy. This is so happy, and it's not just colors. It's also how I feel about these specific pieces. So I'm having a little bit of a crisis, and I think I'm going to take a break and eat something and come back and hopefully have something figured out at that point, because me right now, I don't really have it figured out. I didn't know this video would turn into like an identity crisis, but here we are. It's not what you came here for, but it's what you're getting, so enjoy. Okay, so I had dinner, and then I did other stuff, and then I went to bed, and then I have worked, and I've had lunch, and it is now almost 3 the following day. But I needed that break, not just to eat, but I needed a break from all of this that was going on. There's a cat that's yawning very cutely behind you. I needed a break because I was spiraling a little bit, as you might have noticed. And I had a little talk with my husband, and he suggested something that I've actually thought of and then somehow completely forgot about when I actually started filming this. And that is a box. So my plan here is I'm going to go through the last things remaining on the rack and in the drawers that I am yet undecided about. I know there are a few pieces that I'm going to move over to my yes. This dress, for example, a good dress I got last year. And I also have at least this skirt will be staying as well. So I'm going to move a few things over to the yes. And if I have any absolute no's, I will also move those. Then, everything that I remain uncertain about, that I feel are good enough, but not really what I want, not really something I feel is an absolute yes, I will put in the box. And I will hide the box in the basement for the rest of the year, maybe, I don't know, and see if I end up missing the things that are in there. Because it feels like a very big decision to make about a lot of these things, to say no to them right now, when I'm not entirely certain about them either which way, you know? So I think also I showed you my sweater drawer yesterday where I removed my jeans from and the culotte pants. And I said, oh, the sweaters in here are good enough, they're gonna stay. But I don't think they will. I think they will also have to live in this box on the floor beside you. And then we will see how the year goes. And I made a video recently that was my wearing everything in my wardrobe 2025 edition. That is still true. But what I'm going to be counting is actually what remains on these racks and in the drawers, plus my coats, because let's not forget about the coats this year as well. But that's it, and what's in the box I will not be counting as stuff that I have to wear before the end of the year. However, if I have put, say, this dress in the box, and throughout the year I'm like, oh, I really wish I had this dress, I am allowed to bring it out of the box and put it back in rotation. And hopefully there are things that I'm gonna want to bring out of the box, but if there aren't, if I'm not drawn to any of them, if I don't miss any of them, if I find myself not needing any of them, that is also okay, and I will go through the box at the end of the year or beginning of next year and see what's still there. And I might feel differently about something then. If, say, I put this dress in there, I'm not gonna, but say I did, and then I open this box at the end of the year or beginning of 2026, which just sounds like a strange year, doesn't it? And I open it up like, oh, this dress, oh, I forgot I had it, I like it so much. Then obviously I'm allowed to bring it back into rotation then. But this is my plan. I feel good about it, and like I've said in previous videos, I'm not on any like clothing buying bans this year. I'm doing the max 5 of newly produced items, but thrifting, secondhanding, I am allowed to do however much I want is my rule. There is no rule about it. And even if these racks and the drawers are receiving new things throughout the year, that is still okay, and I'm still allowed to take things out of the box should I choose to throughout the year or beginning next year. So enough talking. I'm gonna grab some yeses, I'm gonna grab some no's if I have any, and then things will go in the box. And the box will be shipped, and then I'll have a hammer, and then we're not doing that reference. We're not doing the Emperor's New Groove reference? Okay, let's just go. Okay, I framed the camera poorly, but here we are. So this rack is now empty. It's empty. I don't know how I feel about it. It feels really weird. It looks really weird. But a few things were moved over to the other rack. I'll move things back here. But like a few things were moved over there as yeses, as staying actively in my wardrobe, in my rotation. And over here I have some cardigans and stuff that I had not yet taken out as yeses, but are now yeses. And then I have the box down here, which is full, but it's my maybes, the ones that had to like percolate a little bit. Is that the right word? I don't know. I don't drink coffee. They have to sit for a while and we'll see if I use them and need them and want them. And I'm going to turn the camera around actually. See if this goes well. Can we see this? Hopefully. Yes. It's not too crooked. On the floor here you can't see, but I have my a pile of no. Here I have bottoms I need to try on. I tried these on yesterday and they are on the cusp. They are too small, but they do fit, but they're tight. So they might be moving to the box. We'll see. I don't have any high hopes for the jeans at all, and that is okay. And then here then, it's not angled well, is it? Spin. There we go. Here are then my yeses, and my staying, and my keeping actively in my wardrobe. And then I do have the drawer down here. I'm really filling this beautifully, aren't I? I have this drawer down here, which I will show you as well. This drawer down here, which is a mess right now because it's a mix of pants and sweaters and tops and all kinds of things that I just moved around between the different drawers and picked out my yeses. So this will be better organized. But this is, I have some dungarees, I have my favorite sweater, I have a lot of color, several cardigans, several lovely things, my pink linen pants, obviously. And yeah, that is what it's looking like at the moment. And then on the bed again, I still have a pile of my hanging no clothes, which I will be parting with. So my last two steps for now then is to organize this a bit better because I don't like how this looks, nor that drawer. So I want to go back to the rainbow I've had, both in the hanging clothes and then different categories of clothes separated out in the dresser. And then putting things up for sale, I suppose. So I will show you the final result of what the drawers and stuff looks like, and I will have my Vinted link down below in case any of the things are up when this video goes up and you are interested in anything. But that is it for this video for now. I don't like leaving it as chaotic as it looks right now, so I'm just gonna put some b-roll over this of the new final pretty organized situation. Thank you so much for watching. This was a long time coming and it took a long time to make as well, but I hope it was fun. I hope it was interesting. I hope you had a good time, and I would love to hear if you are doing a closet clear out this year or have done one recently, or if you're one of those magical people who has a wardrobe where everything just works and you just like everything. I would love to hear that in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!